Welcome back. As you can see, I'm home from Oklahoma. We got an amazing amount of work done up there. There's still plenty to do, so I'll be going back up in a couple weeks. But for now, I am home, and here's today's video. We'll have a word, we'll talk about a king, a couple of celebrities, a song, and a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, sit back, and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for March 24th. March 24th is the 83rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 84th in leap years, with 282 days remaining to the end of the year. March 24th is also Mr. Bowers' birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. Bowers. I won't tell you how old he is, just that he's older than me. Today's word is soubrette. Soubrette is a noun that refers to a lively, flirty, clever young woman, usually in a comedy or opera. She'll be the mischievous maid that steals the show. The soubrette appears in more modern entertainment as the bubbly, underestimated, but brilliant type like Elle Woods in the movie Legally Blonde, or the quirky musical Phoebe from Friends, always full of surprises. A soubrette may not necessarily be the lead, but more the type. She's significant to and memorable in every scene in which she appears. The word soubrette comes to us through French, originally from Latin. First known use is in the 1750s, soubrette. Today's word soubrette was suggested by YouTube viewer at T. Ramsire. Thanks, Teresa. And if you have a word you'd like to put forward for the word of the day, drop it in the comments. We'll get it on the list. And with that, we're going to start in 1199. Centuries ago, kings personally led their armies into battle. And on March 24th in the year 1199, King Richard I of England was wounded by a crossbow while fighting in France. Unfortunately, this injury will prove fatal in the next couple weeks. This is the birthday of American actor, producer, and automobile racer Steve McQueen, born March 24, 1930. Times were difficult for his family of origin, and the Great Depression only compounded those difficulties. He ended up being raised by his grandparents. His great-uncle Claude gave him a red tricycle on his 4th birthday. He would later say that this sparked his interest in car racing. Steve McQueen began to study acting in 1952 and was in some 30-plus movies and over a dozen television shows over the course of his acting career. He did also race cars, sometimes under an assumed name. Sadly, Steve McQueen developed mesothelioma, most likely from exposure to the asbestos in his fire-retardant driving suit. Steve McQueen died in 1980 at the age of 50. In 1917, once the United States had joined what would come to be known as World War I, Congress passed the Selective Service Act, giving the president the power to require young men to register for the military. This initial draft was discontinued in 1920, and the draft has alternately revived, discontinued, revived, discontinued several times to cover the needs of the military for World Wars I and II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. The one of interest to us today is during the time of the Korean War, when the Selective Service Act of 1948 required all men aged 18 and older to register, and men between the ages of 18 and 25 were eligible to be drafted for a specified period of time of military duty. All that to say that when Elvis Presley turned 18, he registered with the Selective Service System as required. He'd become famous by the time he was called to service at the age of 23 in 1958, and on March 24, 1958, Elvis Presley was inducted into the United States Army. He looked fabulous as always and appeared to take the event in stride. His mother, on the other hand, not so much. The same mother who bought her son a guitar on his 8th birthday rather than the bicycle or the rifle he wanted, because a guitar was a lot safer than a rifle or a bicycle. She was now sending her only child off to the army, and to say she was not happy about it is putting it mildly. Turns out she was ill and wouldn't live another 6 months herself. But today we're talking about Elvis, and he was inducted into the Army on March 24th, 1958, at the age of 23. Today's song is Love Train by the O'Jays, written by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. Released in December of 1972, Love Train was the O'Jays' first and only #1 record in the U.S. pop charts. Interestingly, Love Train is considered to be one of the first songs of disco music. It's been covered by several artists, has been featured in both its original form and in covers, in live performances and recordings, and in movies. Love Train by the O'Jays, #1, March 24th, 1973. Link in the description. Well, I had a few false starts. It's been a while since I did a whole episode on camera. But I don't think I think I can edit it out pretty well. I think most of the mistakes were just saying the same thing over again, trying to make sure that I knew what I was looking at. But today's quote is from Elvis Presley, who said about motivation and drive, "Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine." Elvis Presley. Alrighty, y'all take care now. Be good to each other, and I'll see you next time. Oh, let's get a background. There we go. Is this working? Okay. During the time of... Oh, dang it. There we go. Very good. Today's quote is from Elvis Presley, who said, be nice if we got the right quote here. Where's that quote? Come here to me, you. There you go. Right, let's see here. My digital assistant thought I was talking to her a minute ago. It's a little bit... No, I wasn't talking to you, honey. Alrighty. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page. It's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.